For centuries, Turkey has stood at the meeting point of two worlds, East and West. From the shores of the Bosporus, empires have risen and fallen, cultures have mixed, and global trade has passed through its heart. Today, this same geography gives Turkey both its strength and its challenge, a nation suspended between continents, identities, and ambitions.
At its height, the Ottoman Empire ruled vast territories across Europe, Asia, and Africa. For centuries, it shaped the destiny of nations. But by the early 20th century, decline was inevitable. War, revolution, and foreign intervention dismantled an empire that once symbolized power. Out of its ashes rose a new nation, the Republic of Turkey, founded in 1923 under Mustafa Kemal Ataturk. His vision was clear: a secular, modern, Western-oriented state, breaking away from the imperial past.
Throughout the 20th century, Turkey sought to align itself with the West, joining NATO, forming economic ties with Europe, and seeking entry into the European Union. For decades, it positioned itself as a bridge, a mediator between worlds. Yet, despite these efforts, full acceptance never came. Europe hesitated, questioning whether Turkey truly belonged to the Western family. And this hesitation planted the first seeds of doubt in Ankara's long-term strategy.
In 2003, a new era began under Recep Tayyip Erdogan. His leadership redefined Turkey's direction, both domestically and internationally. Economic growth, infrastructure projects, and an assertive foreign policy reshaped the nation's image. Yet, this rise also came with growing centralization of power and tensions with Western allies. Erdogan's Turkey began to look less like a bridge and more like an independent force, one that sought to chart its own path.
Turkey's unique geography makes neutrality almost impossible. To the west, NATO, Europe, and the United States. To the east, Russia, Iran, and the Middle East. Balancing these forces requires strategy and flexibility. In recent years, Turkey's decisions, from purchasing Russian defense systems to mediating in regional conflicts, have shown how complex that balance has become.
Turkey's economic growth once stood as a model for developing nations, but rapid expansion brought inflation, currency instability, and debt. The Turkish lira lost much of its value, and the cost of living soared. Despite challenges, Turkey remains a key industrial and energy hub, a vital transit point for gas, trade, and global logistics between Asia and Europe.
Beyond economics, Turkey invests heavily in cultural and political influence across the region. Through media, diplomacy, and humanitarian aid, it extends its presence in the Balkans, Africa, and Central Asia. This new soft power seeks to revive a sense of connection to lands once under Ottoman influence, not as empire, but as partnership.
In Syria, Libya, and the Caucasus, Turkey plays a decisive yet controversial role. Its military operations and peace initiatives show its ambition to be a regional power. At times, this assertiveness creates new tensions with Greece, with Europe, and even within NATO itself. But it also demonstrates Turkey's readiness to defend its interests without external permission.
Modern Turkey is a mosaic, a blend of tradition and innovation, religion and secularism, East and West. While cities like Istanbul and Ankara embrace globalization, rural regions hold tightly to tradition. This contrast defines Turkey's internal identity crisis. Should it look forward or rediscover its past?
Every great nation carries a memory of its former glory. For Turkey, that memory lies in the shadow of the Ottoman Empire, a reminder of what once was
and what might be again. But greatness today is measured not in conquest, but in influence, stability, and vision. Whether Turkey can achieve that balance remains an open question.
As the world shifts toward new power structures, Turkey stands at a pivotal moment. Its choices, political, economic, and cultural, will define not just its role in the region, but its place in history. Can Turkey restore its past greatness, or will it forge a new kind of power, one built not on empire, but on influence? The answer lies not in nostalgia, but in the future it chooses to create.